Mm, mm,
If you
People-
lean back, I'll put it. Watch. I heard it from my mouth, and I'll be the daddy blackbird, and you can be the blackbird chick.
I don't like anything you're saying. And
What about Lady and the Tramp?
no.
When the moon is dry like a big piece of pie, out tomorrow.
Any excuse to either dance or sing. Now,
There was
Our-
the sour or the plain worms.
I got
and
a plain.
I'll give you a plain worm.
I've got to play one. Now, our listeners love us eating.
They do.
And we didn't even get started there, and we were eating worms.
Do they like us eating?
I'm having one. No, they don't. Nobody likes it. It's the worst thing ever. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Focus Scotland. Today,
I had a
want-
few emails from
What?
disgruntled Americans.
Oh,
Because remember I said they were brave but thick?
yes, it's true.
But they kind of right, so it was like just
Oh, it was all badly
Yeah.
spelled. Yeah,
just badly spelled. Can those American spellings?
Mm-hmm.
I always used to say, what is it? They always say, you say tomato, I say tomato.
Mm-hmm.
But Scottish people say tomato. So it's tomato, 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 tomato.
Oh my,
tomato.
there's too many. That's
It's
the
fucking-
problem. And they're not even nice to eat. But I want to start the show without insulting anyone. So, I'm going to make our listeners proud. I'm going to make you proud. I passed the girl in her collar with her boyfriend dragging her along. Well, she was leading.
Another way.
The dog girl. I passed them again. As I was driving towards them, it was a lovely day. My window was down. I put the window up, eyes forward, didn't say a thing.
Have you seen the one?
Not a word.
I think it's a TikTok thing. Ken, when you see somebody with a dog in the street, you go,
Mm-hmm.
and the person goes to the dog, but then he immediately goes to the.
Yes.
And a lot of women go, fuck you, misogynist big dog. But
Right.
some lasses are really into it. They go,
Oh,
and they let him scratch her ear.
yeah, well, you see, this is what happened to me.
She would have let you scratch
So
her.
and my eyes were locked forward,
Hmm.
and I didn't take it in.
I was, in the
Proud.
I was in the town
Very
again
pleased.
the other day.
Oh no, it's getting
It's really, really getting bad. It's like
getting bad.
I went
I
to
know.
the vet. I'm putting the cat in a cattery. I've given up on him,
Mhm.
given him away. But anyway, so to go to the vet for a thing, and that street down there. There's this. Have you seen the student accommodation?
Yes,
It's lovely, straight out of the box.
It's-
Beautiful. They're building another one.
they're building so many. Dundee's
Where-
just going to be
Where's all the
students
But where are all the students?
in luxury accommodation.
Oh,
Accommodation.
look, that's like you and me, look.
don't do that.
Look,
Don't say that.
It's a worm.
A worm
Can
joined
they,
at the.
can they conjoin the original Siamese twins?
Yeah.
Well, conjoined twins now, but the original Siamese twins,
Mhm.
who notoriety was a Chinese guys,
Yeah.
and they were attached just by the slightest bit of skin. It'd been a very easy
A bit of thread
operation
would
to
have taken
separate
off.
them now.
Yeah.
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 I'm going to save that
Well,
one.
That's terrible. Yeah, no, these houses, I couldn't possibly afford a house like these students are going to be living in. It's they're beautiful houses.
The spec's really quite high.
They've changed the whole area because it was an
The
industrial
problem,
area.
But the problem is, the view they have across the street is behind the pound stretcher, which looks like a place Serbians. It's like what's that horrible torture film? The Serbian
film.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the other one? The tourist centre again.
Hostel.
It's like Hostel.
I was
It's-
offended by Hostel.
I don't like it. I've never watched it.
I was offended by it. And of course, there's no such thing as being offended. It's just me being annoyed. But I was offended in the sense that you go to Europe, any pretty girl is just going to lead you into a torture factory. It's just, there's all...
Has that not been your experience? Well, in Dundee, you get struggle to find a pretty girl.
This is where it goes wrong. But it's just this view of, in Europe, they do all this weird
Well, that's the
thing,
Americans.
constantly shitting on
The-
each other.
I'm going to change my assessment of Americans because remember I said
Oh,
Americans
right.
were brave
Yeah.
but stupid.
Yeah.
They're not really brave either because they're scared of foreign places. Most of them don't have passports. They don't like the woods because that's all full of like hillbillies.
That's true.
They like cities.
To be fair, I was there.
They
and-
just like cities,
yeah.
like little cities. Oh.
I was driving through the Ozarks.
Lot of space.
And once you get up into the mountains and start exploring, it's not fantasy.
They have a thing because
It's a
that
bit
guy
weird.
Peter Santinelli,
Yeah,
he was in some place and he was going Appalachians, and they got up these like they call them stump
There's
lands.
something, yeah.
But it's little bits they
Roads.
live in, roads which are not amalgamated. They're
No,
like
they're just this little community on their own, and
yeah, interesting.
very strange.
I like
Yeah.
that Peter Santinelli.
I found myself in places like that. Not the best place to go where I was.
I've learned in my long life that films don't often the logic in the films don't really work. Like Taken, for example.
yeah.
Why would a gang be stealing like American tourists? It would bring down a lot of heat.
Do you want to know why?
They've got their own.
Right, in the film,
Mm.
right, think about this. We'll go back to being offended again,
Mm.
right? In the film, they went, oh, these local girls are cheap, but American high class,
Wow.
45-year-old teenager.
We
That's who we
tramp
want.
stamped.
That's who we want.
I love Maggie Grace. She's like, I think she's 26, 27 of her.
Something like,
There's a
yeah.
bit she's running to.
Oh,
Daddy!
I know.
I like
It's so bad. I like her, but
She was in the Walking Dead spin-off and she's good in it.
she was in that
She's
one.
she's a lesbian with a tank.
Oh, God.
You ever tied your worm in a knot? I'll make sure all the better.
Stop eating.
Can't
People
stop.
hate it.
I
Now,
can't help myself.
Maggie Grace was in that film where it was set in space, and it was just basically Snake Plissken,
Oh, they got
the
sued
guy
back.
out of Neighbours.
They
Yeah,
got
they got sued and they had to pay out.
Rightly
It's just
so.
the same story.
That was, what's his name? The Frenchman. It's a bit
A bit. Oh,
Besson.
it was.
Luc Besson.
I think he produced it.
He was
I
involved.
think he produced it,
He was
but
involved.
it was.
Jonathan King produced records. You know
It
what I'm
was
saying?
what was the guy it was in? I can't remember the TV show because I didn't watch it. I just saw clips.
This is England.
Is that what he was in?
Yeah.
And
He's a really good actor.
he done his Glaswegian Psycho. It's the best Glaswegian Psycho ever. Because when you go to Glasgow, you'll meet a lot of Glaswegian psychos. He was amazing in that. The problem is though, when you get a really good actor.
Seems a bit expensive to put people into space.
Let's not go into the details of it. But then again,
Again, if
you
I-
look at
if I-
Shagger Butler.
If I took this bag
He
of
went
worm,
up one person in it.
if I shipped
shuttle.
these worms into space,
Yeah, it's expensive.
they're not going to be 79 pence.
No, they will be a bit more than that. What is it, $10,000 a pound?
Is it? And there's
It's
maybe
quite
a
a lot.
smell. Maybe the smell's too pronounced in these. Can't have smells in space.
But the problem is with having an actor like that. If you're in the lead, you
Uh-huh.
can never just go crazy and over the top unless you're someone like Nicolas Cage. And that could kill the film sometimes because you notice recently when he's subtle, Peg, he's been really good. But you get an actor who's got a small role, they kind of go, I'm going to fucking own
well, the
this.
famous ones.
And all you cared about in that film was this guy.
Well, the famous ones, Kevin Costner, Prince of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
Rickman just ate out his arsehole.
Well, exactly. Exactly.
But what do they do in a situation like that? Because everyone
As
is
the
saying
lead-
knows this is brilliant. He's so good in this because he is the best thing in it.
Mm-hmm.
But is his ego such? He goes, I want him to act. I want him to be worse. So
I think it is. Right, okay.
because Rickman's in Die Hard,
And he's
but-
the star of it.
but he doesn't steal the show.
But he's the star of it.
But he's very good. But he doesn't steal the show because he's got the everyman thing that Willis has got. It's good.
It's good, but he is the best thing in it.
Mm-hmm.
He's the best character. And then you get any film like that. You think about, okay, Top Gun Maverick was huge.
I mean, a lot of these.
But the best character was the guy that was sort of replacing Iceman. He was just cocky and full of it.
Oh, I
There
don't
wa-
like him.
But there was a bit of character that you
They're
attached to.
trying to make him a thing, and it's that Twisters is supposed to be
now,
shite.
okay.
Nipple
I
twisters.
watched him in a film where he ends up being like a fake hitman.
Oh God, I saw that. Oh look,
And I have to say, I don't want the little one. Oh, that reminds me. Could I put a half up here?
oh, that's good. You thought? Does that thought about it?
Oh, the pen's come apart. What have you done?
I've not done them.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, you watched that Hitman shit?
Go on.
I look
I watched
terrible.
I watched it. And I'm going to say something about him.
Eyes too close together.
Right, okay. Everyone, he's handsome. He's got the hair. TV handsome. In real life, he's like, die,
Well, no,
die.
you've got
That's what it is.
You know, you've got Cosner,
Mm-hmm.
who was movie star handsome,
Yeah.
but then there's a guy for the NCIS stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the poor man's Costner.
Yeah, but this guy.
It's like a Richard Gere,
Mm-hmm.
film star handsome.
Yeah.
David Duchovny, TV handsome.
But both in real life, you go, what a couple of weirdos.
Yeah, weird.
This Glenn Powell, he's the same.
But
real life,
he's
you go,
in
what
a
weirdo.
rom-com with an actress I'm fond of. Sydney
This
Sweeney.
is yes.
Now this is honest. This is my honest opinion, Sydney Sweeney.
Okay.
People going about the tits.
Which
I
is
was on board with
unfair.
Sydney Sweeney
Yeah.
when she was in A Handmaid's Tale, because I thought she was there's something watchable about her.
Okay.
She's got a strange
I
face,
don't think I've seen her in anything.
weird energy,
Right.
and she's great in it.
Okay.
And there was a little plot within a plot in that Handmaid's
Weird
Tale.
energy is what
and
you
it's
need.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So I thought, there's somebody pops up and stuff, and you go, fuck. It's like the first time I saw Michael Shannon.
Right. Okay.
When Michael Shannon's on the screen, you're not looking at anybody else. He's the most extraordinary looking person.
He has
Steve Buscemi.
genuine presence.
Steve Buscemi.
Yeah.
Something about him. It's not looks, it's just something
Okay.
unusual.
Okay.
Yeah. But Sydney Sweeney has that, and they've kind of pushed her as a glamour girl. I don't think it's fair. I think Sydney
Yeah, I
Sweeney's
kinda-
more than that.
Well, I kind
You
of.
know what I love?
It's incredibly
Talking of
sexist.
Americans being
And that's me
brave,
saying that.
brave and stupid.
Yeah.
Huck Tow girl.
Yes.
She is engaging.
She's hilarious.
She's hilarious.
Yeah.
She's fucking wonderful, that lassie.
She doesn't give a fuck.
She is wonderful.
Yeah.
And folk, this is so-called Americans, are fucking hacking on her like she's terrible. And they say, we need more Americans like this and not that lassie. That lassie is the greatest part
Well,
of
she's
America.
smart as fuck. You heard her speaking.
Clever as fuck.
Yeah.
Witty as fuck.
Witty
and
as
the
fuck.
people
yeah.
are so jealous.
See, what they didn't show on the Huck 2 bit,
The whole...
she kept going.
She's alive.
She just had loads of lines that she could throw out that were hilarious.
She's not on OnlyFans. Not on
No,
OnlyFans, but she's
but
not
she's,
on OnlyFans.
she's just doing her own
and she's
thing.
fucking making the most of it.
Yeah.
And they've got her dolled up at events. And it's fucking... I really wish that lassie all the best. That Huck Tow
I
thing...
totally agree
Yeah.
because it's so. And why is it so funny? It's her timing. She actually delivers it as a proper line.
Yeah.
And then if you watch the full video, she has loads of lines.
Down to
And
earth.
she delivers them all perfectly. She's
Because
very funny.
I
Yeah,
really
agree.
think America is going through a very bad patch of comedy.
I agree. I agree with that.
Like
100%.
shocking.
Yeah.
All these bloated comedy stars, and they're terrible.
Mhm.
They're awful.
I totally agree. Bert.
The cigar smokers,
Yeah.
the bloats. I can't. The Rogan. None of it's good. And you know it's developed. Like I like to think we think we're cunts. These men don't. All that lot think they're fucking fantastic.
We're cunts.
We
right.
have
okay,
no
listen
ego.
to
We are
this.
free of ego.
With a weird energy. Because I certainly do.
Yeah. You
Right.
like Bobby Lee.
Right? Okay. I
Has he
wouldn't
done
say it was
something?
like that. No, he's.
I'm gonna just put this over this.
I wouldn't say it was like that. But weird energy. So I'm just saying, Mark Sturton,
yeah,
for
yeah.
your next film, if you're looking for someone in the background,
A
who's got a
body,
weird
a corpse.
oh, could you imagine me as a corpse? I'd be so good.
This is what I picture.
I expose my ribs. You wouldn't doubt it.
Ken the bit in Seven where the guy he fucks to death a prostitute
I don't want
with
to
a
be the
bladed
prostitute.
dildo.
I know you're going to
You
say
could
I'm
be the
prostitute.
bladed dildo.
You know, now you're putting it like that. If I was to take on, what was my motivation?
You're
me
a bladed
motivation.
dildo. Just get about. I'm gonna get you a small worm.
Which,
Okay.
I thought that was for me.
No, wait it.
Have you eaten them all?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You said you didn't like to eat.
Yeah, well, maybe after.
Oh no, I don't.
I'm not having one that's hanging up on that you're putting cock antlers on. Anyway, hold
Oh.
on.
Think. Plunge.
I'm a
Retreat.
dildo.
Plunge.
Oh, you know what I saw?
Oh.
You know how you're laughing at me that I had to do sports as a kid, but dance and everything. So we're
Yeah,
playing football. I had to dance.
No.
Go and look, dancing football. It's a thing.
I won't be doing that. No.
It's a thing.
I've never watched football my entire life.
Dancing football.
Dancing football.
It's a thing.
I
And
like
everyone's
football
dancing.
for the over 90s.
Oh God!
You know, just have
Is
you seen
I'm a-
the sprinting? The
Be there
old-
for a week.
The old sprinters.
This is ridiculous. No, dancing
They're all
football's a thing.
just
And I bet it was my teacher that got us started. I was there at ground zero.
Ah.
The good ground zero.
So what we're saying is Hawk 2 girl, saviour of American comedy.
I think
Clearly. Yeah, clearly. I hope.
I think so.
Imagine the possibilities. Imagine being young and you're just like, I could just fucking do it.
Do you know what I hate about American comics? Because we watch the same thing.
Well, I
I
don't
don't-
watch them now. I
Are
did.
you done? I don't watch Rogan. I don't watch anything like that. But
No.
I'll pick up clips of Bert and all that sort of stuff and all these terrible things, you know. And they always tell each other how talented they are.
Yeah.
So, you're talented and you're...
They're always giving you, you're holding yourself back. Be more be more confident. The last thing any of these cunts need is
You
more
don't need
confidence. Who's the guy with the slicked back black hair?
Slick.
He's got like a little group.
Oh, I don't know.
Festin or fuck knows. I just no, I don't like it. I don't like that.
Watch Red Bar.
Okay.
Red Bar just sits and
Up
attacks
to girl.
everyone. And
But it's not.
very
Is
funny.
there currently like a American sitcom? Because like I hate that Everybody Loves Raymond
Well, that was terrible.
or The King of Queens.
Terrible.
But I love Frasier. Frasier, I'll put if Frasier's on. Some of those episodes are just little perfect little vignettes. Just little perfect. little,
But why? Their heart was in the right place. They were incredibly clever. They were everything. You think, God, what could possibly be wrong? They were all a bit shit. They were all a bit shit.
yeah,
And that's what's good about it. When you have another sitcom,
yeah.
they get out of situations by being the
Like
wise guy.
I've
and-
never watched Seinfeld. I find
Oh,
Jerry
it's
Seinfeld
terrible.
awful.
Oh, I just spat on you. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
It's terrible. It's
Um,
terrible stuff.
Kim, what's the most interesting thing about Frasier when you're looking back?
What?
Kelsey Grammer's a maniac. Whatever
Mhm.
his politics, he's a mad guy. I think he's had some issues. And you think, it's his show. He should be the king shagger in it. And right enough, Frasier does get his hole repeatedly.
A lot.
But the romantic lead of Frasier is Niles and Daphne.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think that's quite generous of Kelsey Grammer.
But also,
having
that was
given-
well written.
Yeah,
So
but
you could move
no,
it all.
Daphne Moon's accent when the brothers appear. Robbie Coltrane's in there.
It's awful. But here's how
But
it's done.
Yeah.
Frasier,
Mm-hmm.
if you look at it like this, the way it's written, Frasier is the complex part of the character. All the other the part of the individual's character is split into other people.
Yeah.
Like his dad, even the dog, even they're
Yeah.
all split up, so
Yeah.
you can write separately.
Yeah.
It's really
It was
good.
just- yeah.
Mark Stern, if you hear that, I know what I'm talking about a bit.
But
Just
there
made that
was
up
a
on the
new
spot.
episode of there's a new series of Frasier. I watched like half an episode.
Is it bad?
Well, it's got Nicholas Lyndhurst in it. We always mix up from her everything but the girl.
Yeah, same
Tracy
person.
Shaw, same
person.
face.
Yeah.
Same
I
face.
think she's in her 60s now. Can you believe that?
Who
We're
did
getting
I
old
hear
as shit.
singing the other day? Ken Harrod did that Massive Attack song.
Oh, yeah.
That lassie's voice is good.
Oh,
Do you like her
kind of
voice?
Wonderful.
It's just extraordinary.
Yeah.
I think she's actually got
she's Scottish.
Scottish lassie, yeah.
Cogtoo twins.
Cocktail
Yeah,
Twins.
Yeah.
Teardrop explode.
Yeah.
No, Teardrop explodes.
Tear-
It was
Teardrop.
Teardrop.
Yeah. It's
Her
she's
voice,
wonderful.
she's even better than she used to be. That's fucking.
You know who isn't? Did you see Annie Lennox sing
Oh,
Nothing
no.
Compares to You
Oh no.
for poor Sinead O'Connor? And the amount of people that want to sing that song, or some people do Mandinka, and it's
Don't
like,
touch it.
and when you're singing it and you're doing a little tribute to Sinead O'Connor, you realise how good Sinead O'Connor was.
But
There-
Annie Lennox, all right, but I wouldn't say Annie Lennox had a particularly good voice. Annie
Annie
Lennox
Lennox
had personality.
had a wonderful voice.
So what's happened to her voice?
She's elderly and shit.
What was that?
I would hate to. That sounds terrible.
I love her.
It sounds terrible,
It should just go old.
but it was.
I remember
rough
hearing-
rough as fuck.
At the London Olympics, which is like 20 years ago now, Paul
Yeah.
McCartney came on and can't sing.
Can't sing anymore.
20 years later, he's still singing.
Let's just stop it.
Just awful.
He's not even known for singing, is he? I don't
No,
know.
not really. No, you're right.
He's
no,
known for being Paul McCartney.
he's not really known for having a great voice.
He's
No,
known
not
for-
really.
Being Paul McCartney.
No, the yeah, in spite, yeah, you're
Mhm.
right. No, but that lassie, what's her name? Elizabeth, Liz.
Oh,
She just popped onto
remember.
my radar. What a wonderful
well, it's
voice. I
wonderful
didn't realise she shagged what's his name?
stuff. Oh, who?
Uh,
Don't look at me. I'm only on a one.
Ken Hallelujah.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
yeah.
The Tim,
Or Jeff.
the son.
Oh,
She was in a long relationship with Jeff Buckley. Or
Right.
Tim Buckley. Jeff
not
Buckley.
Jeff Buckley.
Jeff
So
Buckley's
is
the
it Tim
dad.
Buckley.
Yeah, Jeff Buckley's the dad. Tim
Oh
Buckland.
God.
He had a really tragic old life, didn't he?
Yeah, yes, it was.
Uh,
Go well, but on that
oh, tragedy.
cheery note, I think we should just move on
Aye.
to text messages.
Well, aye, yeah, we're rambling a little bit.
We're not
Are we
rambling. We don't
rambling?
ramble on this
Well, I
show.
think that's why people like it. There's no structure.
Well, this week we've been
Life is filled with structure. We're a structureless.
That's
we're,
what. Yes. No, I agree with
we're
that.
like a jellyfish.
You just listen to us, and the structure just floats away.
Yeah.
And then when the show ends,
Never
back
know
to
where
life.
it's going.
Back
Yeah.
to life.
Step out of the norm, guys. Well, not
We-
Americans. They're sitting there smoking crack.
Well, that's true. We've been overwhelmed with one text. I was listening to the podcast to a podcast this morning, not ours, and they were talking about newspapers, and it got me thinking. It must have been 20 years since I last bought a newspaper.
Yeah.
What about you guys, Ian, from the kingdom of Depressing Five?
I used, for my sins, I used to buy the Guardian newspaper. But that is 20 years ago. But the Guardian newspaper and I are very different now.
Well,
But the Guardian, I know. There's a guy, ken him that used to come and sell the telly?
Mhm.
Robert, Daft Robert.
Who's what?
He's a guy who goes about, he's got ginger hair. He goes about, and were you never worked in a business where he'd come in and sell the telly?
Never seen that.
He's a Dundee character. He's a wonderful guy.
Mhm.
He's just completely balmy. I saw him one time walking down the street with a gigantic ghetto blaster, one of the big 80s square
Oh,
things,
nice.
tripped,
Oh no!
and it smashed to a billion pieces.
Uh-huh.
I've never seen anybody so upset.
I would have been upset.
But where was I going with this?
Newspapers.
He was speaking to me yesterday because he remembers Abdi's names, and he's chatting to me inside,
Okay.
and he had 2 newspapers. And it was like £3. It was like the telly and someone else.
Right. Okay.
There's a guy I used to work
Too
with,
expensive.
Peter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not giving his last name. He used to buy 4 newspapers per day. It would be, he'd buy the Sun,
Mm-hmm.
the Record, the Courier,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'd swap one out. It would be maybe the Express or the Mail. 4 every day.
Oh my god!
They're just the same shite.
I would tell people now, if you're wanting to get your local newspaper and it's behind a paywall or certain articles are behind it, if you don't know this, just take a copy of the URL, put it in and search for remove paywall or remove paywall alternative. You'll get a site, pop it in, and you'll get that
Yeah.
article, and then from there the whole newspaper free.
Well, the Courier's gone behind the newspaper. It's peculiar, but there was
you
an
get it for
article.
free.
There was an article I was wanting to read, and it was couldn't be asked. A chip shop woman had £50,000 worth of coke.
Yes,
She was smuggling. Was the chip shop up front?
I think
Was-
so.
I'm led to believe the pickled eggs had cocaine within them.
It was kind of like
It was
that.
something like that.
Yeah.
There was Dundee's got a history of mad shit from takeaways. There was an American woman
Mm-hmm.
moved to Dundee to become an addict, and her and her addict boyfriend had a takeaway in Dundee. Then the 2 of them were murdered by a third person.
Yes, this is correct.
But it's like she was drawn. Dundee was her death. It's like she'd been Appalachia
yeah.
up some mountain, and some old crone had read the bones, the chicken
It
bones.
says Dundee.
Your death's in Dundee,
Says-
and she went to it.
You're drawn to it. You're drawn
She
to
was
this
drawn
place.
to her demise.
Moth to the flame.
Yeah,
There's no getting out.
yeah. No, I don't.
It's
I
true.
don't read a newspaper.
There's lots of stories around shops and that. There's always got grow farms. But I was hearing it's like however million, say it was 20 million was found in drugs in Scotland
Yeah.
last year. 18 million was
Well,
in Dundee.
no, there was a huge load of cocaine that
fucking
managed to
mental.
stop coming out of Dundee. I think it was 50 million's worth of cocaine.
Oh, no, they were waiting on the road. That was in a, that
That's
was in a
getting
van.
packed. That's getting
And then-
packed.
yeah,
Dundee pubs will be a little bit quiet
that's true. But the
because cocaine, people don't, is massive.
it's but
Cocaine
yeah,
is a
how can
mass-
you afford it?
Massive drug. I'll tell you, can afford it. Builders,
Oh,
chippies, Sparkies.
Yeah, that's where the
All the
money
young
is.
apprentices are flying on coke. There's guys I know. They've got membership to the. They've got season tickets at the Fit Bar. They've got a membership at the fancy gym. They've got membership at a nice golf club.
You're right.
They're fucking in
Do you know
their
what happened?
20s.
Holy shit! I never even
They've got
thought.
twa-bairns and
Mum's-
they've got coke.
Mum's new house
Oh.
toilet got blocked. Must have had a massive shit.
Uh-huh.
So the guy come up. I think there was a problem with it. They said moving in, we'll might need to check
Uh-huh.
it. So
Because
says
she was
it's
just
not-
shouting out the window at the old place.
It's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he come up, and I went a bit quiet. So I went to check if everything
he
was
see?
okay.
What did he?
and he just had a plunger, and he was like that, just standing still, just switched off for a minute, and I went, "You all right?" And he went, "Yep," and went back to work. He was tripping balls,
Was he?
but I never thought. I was just
Yeah.
so worried about a big jobby coming out,
Yeah,
but it wasn't.
Stop for a second.
It wasn't. He just switched
I
off.
said,
and
no, he's no on it. It's from yesterday. He's just
a big come down. Yeah, that's what it is. But in Dundee, newsagents, sweet shops, chip shops. I mean, like the place I used to go and get my sausage roll, and I loved it. You knew about the sex arena underneath it.
They did. Yeah,
And they had
he lured people. He was very persuasive.
I don't know how.
He lured two men down there for an orgy, and they thought, "Oh, I'm not really want to do this," but they did it.
What?
The place is still shut.
I don't
Oh,
know.
he was wanking on the food. Never. The guy was an absolute pervert.
Right, now that's terrible, but the sausage roll tasted better than I've ever tasted.
Because he was wanking on it. He was wanking.
I'm just saying.
He was down. They're all fucking on the bags of frozen chips.
But
the guy,
I know
the
this.
guy
I'm
was,
aware of what happened.
the guy was getting fisted,
Yeah.
and then thought to himself, "How have I got myself in this situation?" And he went to the police. He was an adult.
But I've been in situations not like that.
Yeah, you've got in a situation where you've
And
been
I'm
in
like, how am I
Tesco's and you've bought an extra Mars bar because you've seen it. You've impulse purchased.
I've done
something,
that. It's
but
the
you've
same
not
thing.
You've not had somebody up to their elbow.
It's
in
the
you.
same thing. It's the same thing.
You go into a chip shop. Can I get 2 fried eggs? Well, we're at it. Do you want to come down to my basement and we'll have a fisting orgy? I've got some time.
Right. I used to have work to do.
Right.
And I'd go with my friends, this lady.
Oh,
here,
yeah.
And I'd go to her house and she goes, "Just stay for your tea. I'll make you a curry." And I went,
Yeah.
"No. I've got to go. I've got work to do." And the next thing you know, you're just finishing your plate up.
But that's food. That's allowed.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
I didn't want to be there, but then you were just drawn into it. I
But it's
really had to leave.
It's never opened since.
No, they
It's
can't.
cursed. It's got such a bad reputation.
But the sausage
to
roll,
clean that place.
there
Because
was
like
a sheen to the
Because
pastry.
you know when you put egg yolk on pies, it gives it that gloss. He was using jizz,
I know that now, and it's taken a long time.
but a lot of jizz.
It's taken a long time to
Everything.
get over it.
It was everywhere.
I know.
They took a black light in. The guys,
That was the
just
sausage
the whole
rolls.
thing.
You couldn't use a black light in there at all.
No.
You wouldn't be able to see your food.
I wouldn't like to use a black light in here because you're in here sometimes. And I'm
I
thinking,
don't. I've told you this.
I
I would never do anything
when I was
like
when
that
I was
at
get,
work.
when I was getting the worms. When I was getting the worms,
Yeah.
popped into Pound Stretcher and
Okay.
Cape Ross was on the phone because Cape Ross is
How's he
worried.
doing?
We've been speaking about him since the wasp incident.
Yeah. How's he doing? How's he doing?
So anyway, he's fine.
Good.
He's fine. He's
He
off. He's a
survived.
teacher, so he's on holiday.
Oh yeah. No. They
Lazy
don't really
bastard.
work.
Lazy bastard.
Know what a teacher told me once? You don't understand the kind of the hours I have to put in marking. And
That's
that.
a lie.
They were a PE teacher.
That's a lie. What are you doing? What mark?
They were a PE teacher.
Fuck's sake.
Fucking teachers.
But when I finished the call, I hung up.
Uh-huh.
But I was listening to a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and just it came on very loud at a bit that sounded like it was people fucking. And I just looked
Wonderful.
about, and there was nobody in the Pound Stretch, and I think I've got away with it. And then I went to pay for the worms and the lassie, and I was trying to gauge if she was giving me a look.
Yeah.
But I think the canned music concealed it, so I got away with it. That could have been really
that was
embarrassing.
like when I was in many years ago when the Phantom Menace came out.
Oh,
I was in Toys R Us,
oh,
and you walk into an aisle and it's just Star Wars
ah,
toys.
Yeah.
And even though it's not like when you were a kid, there's still something a bit magical about it. And I was walking through it, and because I was up for my niece's birthday,
Ah.
and I thought, oh, I'll have a look at this. And there are a set of masks, Darth Maul rubber mask. So I put it on. It was a bit tight, but I put it on and went and looked in the wee little mirror facing down.
You're
Oh
a
God,
strange man.
right? And then I went to take it off,
Stuck.
and it was jammed under my chin, and I had to roll it like a condom, and it was lifting my lip up, my nose, the sweat. I was panicking, right? And after 15 minutes of
Did you get
battling,
your hands sweating?
I was bruised. Where I left it for a second to get my breath back.
This
I
is a
moved it.
rubber mask.
It was for children,
Yes.
and I didn't know.
Oh.
So I've got a large head anyway.
Is it?
So I kept going,
Yeah.
and eventually, pop! I pulled it off. unravelled it, put it back. I had long hair at the time. I'm all sweating. I'm bruised. I'm bright
And
red.
there's a group of people watching you.
And I get a thing. I go to the counter and no one's at the till. And they go, there he is, move. And they're all at the security camera. They were wiping the tears away. They're and the guy came over to me and he done his best. And he went, and I had this
Did you buy something?
Polly Pocket or something for my niece, right? And I went, I'll have this. And he went, yeah. He just laughed. He just couldn't control it.
That's
And everyone
maybe
just
when you're
walked away.
That's maybe when your social anxiety started.
The security guard walked away.
That's it. That's the moment. That's like your creation myth. That's it.
It was terrible.
That's when you become peculiar.
For weeks I had these red marks
Oh.
across my face.
Oh. I can imagine. I would have seen you more in a Princess Leia slave costume. That would be worth
I
it.
hadn't even seen the film at this point. I didn't know who Darth Maul
I'm
was,
glad
but it
you
looked
did.
good.
Fucking hell.
The wee horns and that. But that mask
was
was
a
about
guy-
this big.
The guy called Gilbert I used to work with. Gilbert was a lovely guy. And he had the plunger one day, and we're all standing about. And he'd a bald head, Gilbert, and he went like that for a laugh and stuck it on his head. Couldn't get
Can't
it
get
back
it off. Yeah.
And he's just running about trying to get this off. But he started to panic.
Well, you would, because then it starts drawing the skin and you're going to end up with a bruise.
It starts to
It's
panic.
massive.
Yeah. It's like a monkey. Can the monkey traps?
Yeah, an apple.
Coconut.
Don't let
Coconut
it go.
with that. Yeah.
Don't let it go. Does
There you go.
work.
Mhm.
Does work. So, I want to get this show done.
Is that just one? That's
Because
it.
we're
There was one
There's one
person
text.
messaged us to ask if we were still read newspapers. That's it.
Right. My story. Do I read newspapers? Right. I don't. I would, right up until my dad was very ill, I would go out every day and get him the Tully. He liked the Tully, even in Telegraph in Dundee.
Uh-huh.
He'd like it. But since I was a child to when I was 25 at this point,
Uh-huh.
caring for him, I'd go and get him his paper, I'd come in. I couldn't resist. I'd tear off the end and I'd eat it.
Yeah.
And I'd eat newspapers
Yeah.
non-stop.
Yeah.
So I knew,
I like the smell of a torn newspaper.
I don't know if the paper's still the same,
Yeah.
but when
Yeah.
he died, I knew I'm not going to buy a newspaper again because I
Yes.
can't eat this shit.
Like,
I've got to give it up.
That'd be so strange.
I would eat
Because
so
there's
many
a certain
newspapers.
way the paper just tears perfectly.
You can't tear it across the
No.
way, only down. And on the end there was no ink. So you just tear
You're
a
like
perfect
one of those
line.
women that eats their own hair.
Yeah. And when I would get, but I would, the shop beside us, Kara's, was like a 30-second walk. And by the time I got back, every page, I'd eaten them.
Uh-huh.
And I know I'd be, to this day, sometimes, see if I'm a bit dreamy and I'm looking out the window,
Yeah, you're often a bit spaced
I could
out.
go, you know what, I could
do.
do with a newspaper. I could eat it
Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
My uncle Jimmy used to smoke. He'd smoke licorice Rizzlers,
Right, okay.
and he always used to give us a licorice Rizzler.
Yeah.
Lovely,
And
lovely.
you just eat the paper.
You used to eat the paper. It's nice.
That's not unknown.
Yeah, it's nice.
I remember there was a friend of mine lived down Charleston,
Uh-huh.
and his mum would just sit and eat the papers, and then she'd say, "Who wants one?" And he'd go, "Oh, thanks." And you go, "I don't know if I like it," but she'd just sit and eat.
Eat it.
And she was a heavy smoker, but
Yeah.
she'd smoke with this one and eat this one,
Oh,
the two wee green packets.
I saw somebody
yeah.
smoking the other day. I'm starting to see less and less smokers. More and more vapors,
Mm-hmm.
but less and less smokers.
Although
There's not the amount of dipes in the street.
everyone I know that's not kids
They've
doing
all
it,
got popcorn.
but they're
lung.
all trying to give up now.
They've
'cause
all
it's
got popcorn
starting to
lung.
affect them.
Yeah, it's starting to affect them.
And I never
I don't
heard
want
the term
popcorn
popcorn
lung.
lung
Oh, yeah, they've
until
all
the other
got
day,
it.
and it really made me laugh.
all the
To
kids
someone
have
who's
got
been
popcorn.
diagnosed with it.
All the kids have got
I
popcorn.
went,
lung.
"Oh, they told me they've got popcorn lung," and I burst
There's
out
nothing
laughing.
you can do about it.
I didn't know it was real.
Nothing you can do.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be having oil on your lungs.
No, you shouldn't be any.
I'm not right. I know this is going to surprise a lot of people, but I have no medical training. But I can pretty much assure you, oil on your lungs has got to be bad.
It's essential oils or anything. No,
It's not good.
no, it's not.
It's not
They
good.
say jaw sticks are really bad.
Yeah, I've stopped burning them. If you may
Yeah.
have noticed, I don't do that anymore because I didn't
Yeah.
know how bad they were
Yeah,
because they're imported. And there's all sort of chemicals in them and that. And you're like, oh,
yeah,
God, that's
nitrates,
sick. And
anthrax, and
yeah,
yeah,
everything.
just
So
everything.
no, there's nothing like that now. Candles, scented candles. I
They're
noticed they're
bad.
disappearing. They're really bad for
they're
you.
bad for you. so-
Really bad for you. So they're all disappearing now.
Everything is bad for you. Nothing's good for you.
That's not true.
No, everything.
A
Do you know-
glass of water.
No, do you know? Well, it depends where you are. You know what? Like oxygen, you need it to live, but oxygen's what's
That's
kind of
killing you.
corroding your body.
Oxidizing you.
Yeah, you're dying. Yeah.
But you could
Nothing's
be
good for you.
everything's bad for you.
Everything
but
is bad for you.
things are good.
This
for
is
you.
bad for you.
No, this is good for you. I've been
How's this
told.
bad?
Right, I'll tell you why this show's
Have you
good for you.
got
I'll
doc-
tell you why. I've got more than anecdotal evidence. I have people who are telling me as a
The
fact.
thing is, the people telling you this is a fact also listen to the show. You want an
No, they can't
observer-
be trusted. I'm
No.
just saying this is
You
the
want
only
a
evidence I
UN.
have.
You want a UN advisor.
No, I couldn't trust one person that listens to this show.
No, like Chris.
Especially people that put their pictures here.
Of
You
course,
can't trust
imagine
them.
putting your picture there.
You can't trust
Can
them.
you imagine the mentality that does that?
There's something not right.
Can you imagine?
But there's, have you ever sent your picture in some place to be
No.
seen? No, because
No.
we're normal. But
Yeah,
these
well, I wouldn't
people
do
here,
that. I
No,
wouldn't do
I've-
that.
during COVID, during lockdown,
Mm-hmm.
we continued the podcast. I took the stuff home. I
we did.
phoned you twice a week, and
Mhm.
we'd done the podcast, and we kept it going. And people said we were all right.
Yeah.
That's the kind of heights that we could
That's
go
the
to.
best we have had.
It was all right. It was something to do. When you're stuck in the house, the world's just falling apart. You're not allowed to leave it. It's a dystopia. You've finally
I don't think the
entered
world
this
was falling
dystopian
apart.
future.
The world was just.
No, remember it. Think back. We didn't have
It's
vaccines.
like Children of the Dog
We
Star.
didn't have anything. And just one night, you're in your house, you look out the window, not a car passed,
Everybody's
not a
out.
person.
Everybody's there in their houses.
and it was
Everyone's
weird.
looking out their window.
Yeah, and I was like, is this happening? This is like something from a crap sci-fi story, and we were living it. But in that time,
Best time of my life.
I loved it. In this time, we put the podcast on, we recorded, we were cheery, we were happy, and I still had my cough. Remember that? I had a cough all the way through. it.
Everybody says it's like misery being in the house. Everyone retired. Everyone took early retirement.
Mhm.
This place is really
It's
making me
making
cough.
it's the asbestos.
I'll get
Oh
some
my
more
God.
juice.
Okay, but everyone took early retirement.
Everybody just thought, God, this is what retirement's like. This is amazing.
Yeah,
Just doing nothing.
just doing nothing. It's great.
The great myth that you need to work. Working's awful. I've said this
Working's
before. You're
terrible.
spending hours with people you don't want to be there.
I'm in a lucky
Nobody
position
wants to be there.
where I'm self-employed.
But you're stuck with yourself. That's even worse.
I'm fine with myself. You say this all the
Oh,
time.
God. You're just in that
You've
room
come
by
down
yours-
to my studio and go, how could you work here?
Be
And I thought,
here
what's
with
wrong with it?
I've said, be there with that.
and you
you've
said, no, the studio's fine. It's fucking you. And I was almost hurt. No, I'm fine with me. I like my
you
company.
periodically look in the mirror.
I don't look in the mirror.
Oh, that's good.
I don't look in the mirror.
You don't own a mirror.
I have a mirror, but I don't.
Well, yeah, okay.
Sometimes
Mhm.
I'm brushing my teeth
And you
and I
glance.
look up and you go, oh yeah.
It's me.
You kind of forget what you look
Well,
like.
it's not you. It's your
It's not
mirror
you, it's a
image.
mirror image.
Very different.
And because the human eye can tell a mirror image, it kind of looks weird.
Mm.
So you never look as bad as you think. If you're looking good today, you go, I'm looking all right today. You're looking a lot better than that. Because
Oh, you
that's
think
not-
so?
Well,
Okay.
that's apparently true.
Is it?
Not to
That's
me,
what
because
ugly people
I
say.
don't
That
look.
sounds like an ugly person.
I'm a terribly ugly person.
That's what
But I've
ugly
got
people-
sort of a bit of confidence in it.
Okay.
You know how you get someone who
Well, you
looks a
can't
bit
lose-
weird,
You can't lose your ugliness.
but you can.
If you've got good looks, you can
You can
lose
lose
your
it.
good looks.
I just get better with age.
You just get uglier.
Exactly.
So it's perfect.
You know how I haven't seen Furiosa yet, but I've watched a couple
Wonderful.
of clips, and
Loved
I'm
it.
going to have to say the best thing about it I've noticed so far in the clips is whoever their colorist is,
Lovely.
because every scene is defined and clear, but it's subtly
Beautiful.
been done with color,
It's wonderful.
and it's like
That's
that's
wonderful.
someone's done every scene
It rattles along.
perfectly.
It's a long film. It doesn't feel long.
Well, I'm looking forward to it because I've watched a couple of clips which I shouldn't have because they were a couple of minutes long. I shouldn't have done
foolish
that.
man.
But I was like, okay,
Foolish
this is
man.
impressive.
I'm looking forward to Long Legs.
I'm looking forward to that. I like, is it Micah
Did-
Monroe?
Did you watch?
She's a pro kite surfer and now a really good
That puts me
actor.
off her.
No, she's good. She's good.
Ah,
I like
she
her.
f-
She seems good.
Pro kite surfer. Does
You got fucking
is
angry.
she Olympic fucking yo-yo competitor? Is
That's
she?
not.
Sake.
I have to say, if you go surfing and you're out in the lineup, and it's all kinds of people surf, but when the kite surfers come along, it's all the posh kids. I have to say that.
I was
Posh
I
adults.
was down at the ferry the other day, There's a big ship came up the Tay,
Okay.
and all the dolphins. were at
Oh,
the front.
lovely,
lovely, loads of them.
nice. Yeah.
But the harbour ship, the tug, however,
Mm-hmm.
was going alongside.
Oh, the pilot. Yeah.
Lovely pilot boat. It was looking lovely.
I think that's a new pilot.
Then I
they've
suddenly
got.
hear this fucking noise. It's these
Uh-oh.
fucking jet skiers.
Oh, I hate jet skis.
I hate those cunts.
Yep.
They're the minkiest cunts going.
I hate them.
They're disgusting. And they were between the pilot boat and the ship. And the
Don't do
noise, it must have
that.
been fucking winding up the dolphins. If I'd had a rifle, I'd have shot them. I wouldn't have been able. I'm
I
a
don't-
terrible shot.
I don't like
Shot,
jet
yeah.
skis.
I just, but you see them, they come down.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just always squat little fat cunts. And they've always got the nice car. You know what I mean?
I know exactly who
It's
you're
just- yeah,
talking about.
They're awful. They're awful. Why would you want to make that bloody noise?
Years ago, I was at St Andrews,
Uh-huh.
and all these surfers appeared.
Uh-huh.
They're all big buff guys, and they've all
Uh-huh.
got big 4x4s with loads of boards and jet skis
Yeah.
and that. And we're in the lineup, and they start jumping the jet skis on the waves between two
Oh,
surfers.
dangerous as fuck.
You're like, you're going to kill someone. So I come out, and I'm not like this now. Little skinny fuck like me.
Yeah.
There's about 12 of them.
You've got a rabid energy.
I go over. Now, and you're a bunch of fucking cunts. What the? It's no your beer. Fuck you, you cunt. I was just going mad because I thought if I'm going to get beat up, I'm going to be a noisy cunt while I'm
well,
dying.
one of the, if the one of the, well, Kirsty, what's her name?
But they never came back.
No.
I found out who they were.
Who were they?
I'm not going to say.
With a band?
A lot of them were policemen.
Oh,
And I give so much shit to them. But
Uh-huh.
here's what happened. They just bought all this equipment. Thought we could go across and be surfers. And they just bought it all.
yeah.
Went across one day, got shouted at for being dicks, and went, we don't like that anymore. Didn't come back.
Oh, that's weird. But
Isn't that
a
strange?
jet ski hitting you, you're a dead man.
Dead. Now, here's the thing. I
Kirsty
don't know what it's
McCall
like
was
in-
hit with a jet ski.
God, you hear
Liam
about
Neeson's
all-
wife, was she hit by a
all
jet
the
ski?
time people are hit by them.
Yeah.
Because a jet ski's not a motorbike.
Yeah.
You don't have brakes like it. It doesn't
Oh.
steer like it. And I don't know what it's like in other countries, but I see kids out on a 600cc bike in the
Yeah,
water.
Yeah. Jesus.
And just go on you go. Oh, they've got
Yeah.
their no helmets.
The kind I hate worse
No,
than jet
oh.
skiers.
What?
Those guys that stand on the boards.
No, paddleboarding.
That's weird.
Stand up.
What's
It's-
that?
It took off
What's that
probably
about?
about 7, 8
Because
years
they're not
ago.
making any noise. They're not bothering anybody.
But
But it really annoys me.
it's
Why
the
is
kind
that?
of person that does it.
Scrawny.
I don't know.
Mm.
It's a very different kind of person that goes out in the
Yeah.
water. You think it's a surfboard, it's not. It's a different kind of person that does it.
Okay.
And I don't understand, but it's always
just
people
won't
that
get
are not
into the
very
ocean.
friendly.
They won't get into the ocean.
Because you'll hear things, you'll see on films
What's
like,
your thought on wild swimmers?
oh, right, stop.
I think some
I
of
have
them,
an opinion.
I
no.
think some of those people like shite. I think they like the taste
No.
of shite.
Here's what it is. There's no such thing as wild swimming.
Yeah.
It's swimming.
Yeah, it's swimming, yeah.
People have go, let's go wild swimming.
No, it's
In
water.
the water.
Yeah.
It's water, you're swimming.
Yeah, yeah. It's natural.
I could tell you loads of places if you're visiting Scotland to
Mm.
go
Uh-huh.
to go swimming where you've got little natural
Oh,
swimming
yeah.
pools,
Oh,
safe, wonderful.
wonderful.
You'll have a time of your life. You
They
can
want to
spend all
swim
day
about
there.
in the Tay.
Swimming in the Tay is full of jobbies
It is. So they must like
and
it.
oil and
Oh,
just.
schmuck.
I don't like it. It's swimming.
I was looking out of the Tay one time. There's
Fucking-
this thing in the water. I thought, what the fucking hell's that? And I got the binoculars and I had a look, and it was neeps.
What?
It was about 1 million neeps.
Just dumped.
A flotilla of neeps.
Just dumped.
And it was just all bobbling down the Tay.
God, have you ever seen the
neeps.
Tay? When the ice is that thick, it starts
It's
climbing over the wall.
It's been a few years since that happened.
That's wild. when that
2010
happens.
was not a bad
Yeah,
one.
that's it.
The Tay froze
And the
up.
ice floes
Yeah,
are just
it's
coming
cool as
down
fuck.
and lifting up. It's
Yeah, it's cool as fuck.
you fall in that.
Will
you're
we
dead.
see that again? I wonder.
I
Interesting.
don't know. It was 2010. That's when I got my
That was
proper.
a really cool.
I got a 6-pack
Oh, did you?
because I walk to work every day, and everything was ice, and you're walking like,
yeah.
oh fuck, oh fuck,
No.
oh fuck.
That was
It's the only way
that,
to keep
yeah. That
yourself
was
upright.
that was a cold one. That was
I
cold.
think we've got another message here. I'm going to have a look.
Oh my god.
Right. Okay. Use.
Oh, no,
let's
you-
see. Oh,
Oh, oh,
it's a badger.
oh. He always asks something a wee bit.
He puts the thought into it.
Well,
Well, it's not thought. For our listeners, he is like Einstein.
He's an Einstein, comparatively, yes, he is Einstein.
Roseanne Barnes Badger here with the controversial questions. Okay, this is where we get cancelled.
Okay.
In this world of political correctness gone mad, what forms or pastimes did you folkers enjoy? Perhaps you still enjoy them despite the NIMBYs. Oh, not my backyard. Could
Badger baiting.
wait, hold on. Could be anything: games, movies, books, standing on overpass bridges, hobbing. Oh no, what does hobbing mean? This is in New Zealand.
I think
for
that's sticking
taking a
something up
shit.
your arse, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. On motorists driving soft top cars, you know the sort. Well,
Hobbing. Is it spitting?
I'm going to say something.
Gobbing.
I don't think there's a cancel culture.
No.
I don't think there is.
Not really. People that do really abhorrent things. No, they're actually, no, you're wrong there.
Is
There
there?
is. There
Okay,
is.
tell me how there is.
Because there's different rules for different strata.
That's fine. But I'm going to say there's always been this.
Some people are genuinely, to be cancelled,
Mm-hmm.
you've got to be removed from the discussion.
Okay.
You've got to lose your way of making money. You don't lose your way of making money, but say you're a public figure.
Mhm.
When you're cancelled, you can no longer make money as that public
Okay.
figure. Lee, that guy, Alan Carr, and the other guy,
Uh-huh.
the fat guy, turned out he was being abusive towards his wife.
Lee. Oh, I know who you mean. He's got long hair.
He's been cancelled.
But if you're abusive towards your wife, this is not you've said something. This is not you've made an inappropriate joke. I saw cancellation happening 30 years ago with
Yeah.
Julian Clary.
Yeah. Oh, no, he
Right.
was cancelled.
But the
yeah.
people who go, I've been cancelled,
That wouldn't have happened.
they're on TV
no,
shows.
because there's a
they're
there's
everywhere.
a slight difference. Because somebody will say something, right, so it's people saying something inappropriate. People on the right, and there is a thing as the right and as the left.
Yeah, okay.
Because there used to be where people would have, you'd maybe be against fox hunting, but you were pro fox hunting, but you believed in the global warming.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen now. Everybody, you follow all.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The
You
right,
follow them all.
the right, you're pro. They're all becoming religious on the right. That seems to be the thing now.
Okay.
Just look at what's happening. But people on the left, they'll do something, and they're pilloried, they're shamed, the mea culpa. They're never quite the same again. They'll maybe come back in a few years.
Mhm.
On the right, you just fucking shrug it off.
That's right. But you
And
have
then-
to look at what gets
But what you can
cancelled.
do is you get if you Russell Brand was largely a left figure.
Uh-huh.
He saw what was coming. He realised the left of society would not accept what he'd done,
Mhm.
so he just changed himself to a right wing person.
Not a problem.
He's absolutely
Straight
fine.
over. Fine.
So yeah, cancellation does it, but it's
But
more
what-
nuanced.
But think about what's getting them cancelled. Someone being a bit rapey. That's not cancelled. It's like, fuck off. You don't belong in society.
But there was no, but there was
Julian
no.
Clary
there
shouldn't
was-
have lost work off of
No,
what
no,
he
he
done.
shouldn't have. He was making a satirical point.
But what happened recently?
No, but Russell Brand was never charged with anything.
Hmm.
He was never charged with anything.
But look at what's happened with Jack Black recently and Tenacious D. Now, that Kyle made a joke. At a time like this, you shouldn't make a joke.
No, it's a silly time to do it.
it's
I
a
would
silly
say.
time to do it. But should the band end?
No,
Should you
no,
cancel?
but
Should the
the
albums?
thing is, no, but
You just go,
d-
fuck, I
my
was trying to be
attitude-
funny and
my
that was
attitude- but-
absolutely
but
inappropriate.
Donald Trump would make jokes about people getting shot all the time.
Well,
He's a horrible person. So why should you need to?
Well,
spare
the
his
thing is,
feelings?
it's not why should you. You're always meant to elevate and be better than
Not
that.
really.
Well, the thing is, it's not a race to the bottom.
I
Don't have a race to the bottom.
No,
we
but
No,
I've
I
always
disagree.
been a bit suspicious because they always say, kind of, when there's like fucking fascists in the street marching about, oh, you have to be better than them. No, you just get down in the street and give them a
No,
punch.
I
to-
understand
us.
what you're saying. But at this point, it's meant to be political discourse.
The-
You're not meant to heat things up.
No,
And
yeah,
I-
no, but
I
I've
think you've
heard,
gotta be
I've
careful
heard a
with
lot
that.
of people on the right saying, "Oh, civility. We need civility in our discourse."
Oh, yeah, but then they don't do
but
it.
then the stuff they enact is terrible.
I agree,
Yeah.
but does that mean that, say, on the left, that you start going down that same route? It's a race to the bottom then.
But you've got to be ruthless to win. The right, demographically,
Yeah. Maybe I'm talking hope rather than
liberal
reality.
values are generally, that's the way the world's going.
Mm-hmm.
It just
Yeah.
is. Younger people are kind of more liberal about stuff. The right knows it is they say in America, 20 million people in 2016.
Mhm.
The amount of boomers who died
Yeah.
for the Republican Party to get elected is becoming more and more difficult for them to do. So what they have to do is set up the system so, like jury rig, set up the voting thing to make it dubious,
Yeah.
or encourage people just not to vote.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not. No, but the Jack Black thing, I'm disappointed in. It's his mate.
Well, he just bailed on him
He's
instantly.
bailed on him instantly, and it's a very corporate move.
Because you
and
just
you
go,
know
what
it's
the
n-
fuck, dude?
you know it's
that
not-
was inappropriate.
You know it's not
know?
Jack Black himself. It's the Jack Black.
Yeah, but the thing is, anytime you can't call for political violence in a time like that.
I've never seen the thing. I believe there's a
can't make-
robot on stage. Was there?
I
It was
don't
a
know.
silly pantomime thing.
Oh yeah, there was, and it's
His
just
friend of
silly.
30 years. He should have just says, no, we're carrying on.
Just say that was inappropriate. Kyle puts out an apology saying I made a joke. It's
Yeah.
not that.
But he did.
and
What was it? Somebody says
But
Jack Black's trying to save his career doing cartoon voices, doing voices for
it's like,
cartoons.
who cares?
He's made it 30 years.
30 years. It was wrong.
Has Jack Black not got enough money?
It's like and that's what I kind of thought about it, and I was shocked that
You don't bail on your friends.
You don't do that.
You do not bail on your.
Just say he's absolutely
do
wrong.
not
Of
bail
course
on
he
your
is, and
friends.
he'll apologise, and
If,
we'll
if
move
your
on
friend
from it.
is some fucking rapist, if you discover your friend's a fucking child fiddler
Mhm.
or a rapist, fair play.
But these
Bail on
guys
them.
have been shown they're sort of liberal, easygoing guys all their life. They're not pro-violence. You made a joke. People are going to make a lot of jokes and making a lot of jokes about
See, well, seem like the
Trump.
news cycle. What they do is what you've got to say about Trump is he's a genius in as much as just ride out the news cycle.
Yeah.
Never apologise.
Just wait.
Someone else will come.
It'll pass.
Flood it with garbage. Somebody
Yeah,
have
it'll
forgotten about
pass.
it. It'll pass. They just didn't need to mention it.
Just
A wee apology. Stick with his
barely-
mate.
I mean, even the apology could
Could
have
have
been
done a bit going.
on the next
They should
show.
have had
I
him-
made a joke.
The next show they were
I
up,
regret
they
it.
should have picked down his breeks and give him a spanking.
Something stupid. Make a
Stupid.
joke of it,
Yeah.
but acknowledge that you made a mistake and move on.
I've
Here's another
I've
thing.
never liked Jack Black.
People, no, we know that. People can make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm more on their political side than another. You've heard people on. There was one guy recently, and he said something, and he goes, "Look, looking back the way I've been talking over the last couple of years, I'm going to have to just stop that."
Well,
This
if
is not
anybody existed in the 1990s,
It was,
we're all going to get cancelled.
yeah, but he was talking about the political rhetoric was getting a bit strong, and he goes, "I'm stopping it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stick on policy." And this was a guy who's very right wing, and it's like, that was enough for me. For him to go, shit, I kind of got caught up in it, and it's part of the pantomime.
Yeah.
And he's going, I'm not doing it anymore. And you go, fair enough,
well,
mate.
the
I'm not going to go, no, you said it years ago.
The
He's
famous
evolved.
one is football matches.
That's all right.
You'll get football matches, and folk will be howling racist abuse at a black guy in the
Mhm.
opposing team, but they won't say anything to the black player in their team.
Yeah, this is the.
It's some weird human beings.
No,
are
you're
fucking
right about
bizarre.
that. That's how bizarre it
No,
gets.
Jack Black was very disappointing.
Yeah.
But it's corporate Jack Black. It's no him as a human being. It's him plus his lawyers, and everybody's
just,
involved. Weird.
But the panic that was involved, how do we clear this? How do we
Keep going on tour.
stop
What
worrying
the-
about? That's what I mean about the cancellation. They cancelled themselves. No one called for their cancellation.
What's more grotesque?
Who cares?
What's more grotesque? Saying a fucking off-colour joke about Trump, and everybody's.
Mhm.
I've seen ones. Trump is Vincent Van Gogh. There's loads.
Yeah,
of stuff.
loads of them. Loads of them. It doesn't.
What's more grotesque? A little joke about that, or Donald Trump just with that fireman's costume.
But they're all funny.
The fireman's costume.
Yeah.
No, but the fireman costume. He took it up on stage.
You
That's
told me
grotesque.
about it, and I looked for it
That's
because I
more-
thought you were lying.
No, it's more grotesque. It's wild.
Like, but like that, I'll
But
see memes on
shamelessness.
Biden, and
Listen, yeah, he's done.
if it's
well,
funny, it's funny.
yeah,
You know.
Biden's he's away. He's done.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
I don't think Trump's going to debate Kamala Harris.
No.
No, because his thing was, well, I'm the vibrant one because Sleepy Joe's tired. Now there's somebody younger than him.
Imagine he went on and said something sexist or verging on racist and that. It would all be over.
Well, Nigel Farage spent a few days over there. Never even got a photograph. Never met Trump.
People
It's
are
these
being-
grifters.
Everyone's
Fucking, he's across there. Fucking
But
Russell
here's
Brand.
something that's
Russell
but here's
Brand's
what's
over
happening.
there.
Here's what's happening. If over the last weekend, computers went down.
There's coffee
Got
in here.
computers went down.
They did.
Everything was off.
Oh,
You couldn't
I was
sign in.
absolutely fine. Didn't
My
affect
payments
me at
didn't
all.
come in. People couldn't buy
Nothing.
my stuff. There
Oh.
was all sorts of going. But when it was shut off,
Uh-huh.
nothing happened.
No.
You didn't know.
It's like the,
This
it was,
is
it was like the
bullshit.
Millennium Bug.
You're getting actually. It was kind of happened worse than they expected that to happen. So
Australia got it quite tight, I believe. And
it was
Alaska.
crazy. And they keep saying it's Microsoft. It wasn't. It was a security software that's
Oh.
used on it. And
Oh.
anyway, doesn't matter.
Has somebody spilled coffee on
It was
something?
essentially that.
Yeah, okay.
It was just a line of code that just fucked up the world.
Right.
But here's what I noticed about it. Things weren't happening. You're getting condensed nonsense
Uh-huh.
through social media.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of people say social media is terrible. But social media was one of the few things that we got that came in and just existed without any complaint. Video games came in. People said it's going to end the world. VHS came in the 80s. They went, that's going to end the world.
Yeah.
And they changed laws over it.
Yeah.
They were terrified of it.
Which video...
Dungeons and Dragons.
VHS, Dungeons and Dragons and video games, not big impact in society.
Everybody.
Social media,
But
vast
social
impact.
media came in quiet without any complaint.
Stealthy, yeah.
And
they just
now
thought-
looking back on it, we're going,
They thought
this
it
is
was
a
bit-
fucking mess.
I suppose you could say, in its day, phone calls were just as revolutionary.
Yeah.
And
But
just
people
as,
worried about the
but
phone.
yeah, just as much.
Because you know what they're worried about? I saw this article, like this Pathy News, and people saying they're going to be on the phones gossiping.
Yeah, they will.
This is going
Those
to cause
women will be
trouble.
gossiping.
Yeah. The exact same
Well, the
thing.
steam engine.
Every generation.
The steam engine, they thought human beings cannot travel at speed faster than a horse.
Mm-hmm.
If you get in a steam engine, you'll just come apart.
Hold on, it gets worse. Books. When books started being published, people are saying, but you're going to lose the skill of storytelling. Families won't be able to sit down
You can
and
imagine
tell
how
stories.
revolutionary the printing process was.
So there's always been
no,
something.
it's governments don't like, because it's a threat to power. The internet is a vast threat to authority or power. Like, remember when we were kids, you couldn't see tits in this country.
Yeah.
It was state-sanctioned tits.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't see European tits.
Yeah.
You couldn't see things going into other things.
I know what you're talking
And
about.
we had like Battleship Britain,
Mm-hmm.
and they could stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You'd get a hold of VHS that had been watched literally a billion times.
Yes.
Because some mate of yours, dad's cousin, worked
Worked on the
offshore.
rigs. Yeah, that was it.
They managed to keep it out, and now they just can't. They've given up. They've given up.
There's things you've got to give
When the
up on.
Falklands War happened, there was a vast list of songs that they were instantly banned in the UK.
When Diana died,
Yeah, couldn't be on the
there's
radio.
loads of songs that you weren't allowed to play. And it wasn't a song like,
Well,
oh, look,
very
Diana's
controlled.
dead.
But Dan, I was speaking
It
about
was
this the
just,
other day.
imagine,
On stage,
was banned.
you could have Ralph Fiennes on stage pissing on a horse
Yes.
in the West End because intellectual, middle-class people can accept it. The most controlled TV channel in the world was
It's-
ITV.
This is it.
Because working-class
Poor
people...
people, they go, right, you have a certification board in
Yeah.
the UK.
They used to... Mrs. Whitehouse, Mary
Yeah.
Whitehouse, went to Holland with her pal and watched ping pong. People fucking on stage. She's fine, but you and I couldn't
go
see it.
crazy.
Yeah, we go crazy.
Now,
To be
they
honest,
say
I think
people-
I probably would go crazy. See
they'll
the
get more
ping pong.
violent. They'll take more drugs. They'll do this.
It's all
But the
bother.
people who watch these films and check them,
Mhm.
they've never been committed of any or convicted of any crimes. They see these films,
The
nothing
thing is,
happens
mate,
to them. It's
thing is,
poor
mate,
people.
No,
They'll go
but
crazy.
what's happened is there's no... Now we're living in a world where there's no real censorship. Young people are censoring themselves. They're going, we don't want to see
To
sex.
be fair, though, I'm saying this, but in Bhutan,
Uh-huh.
they had no TV.
Okay,
They got TV, and within a week, they're running around with hammers, killing each other.
yeah,
They just went crazy.
too much.
So I think there's something to be said for,
Was it Bobby
Overwhelm-
Davro?
you know what it
Was
is?
Bobby Davro on the
It's,
telly?
it's
'Cause,
information
Joe
overload.
Pasquale's voice would lead me to commit murder.
I think he's lost his voice and it's deep now.
I read an interesting thing.
Yeah.
AI.
Right.
Now, you know AI image, if you AI takes stuff from the internet
Mm-hmm.
and produces its imagery,
Yeah.
problem is the internet is full of AI images. So AI is
It's starting
cannibalizing
to
AI,
getting-
and it's
yeah.
making it's getting shitter.
It's getting worse.
It's getting shitter.
It can't work.
It's not going
I've
to work.
been watching these people talking about how they're going to teach it now.
Yeah.
And do you know what it's going down to?
Well,
They're teaching it to draw stick figures,
yeah.
and it's developing.
Because I've
so it's-
seen. Have you
it's-
seen? Have you
yeah.
seen AI gymnastics and stuff?
Things get creepy.
Yeah.
Things get creepy. But I think there's ways of getting over that.
Yeah, but
They're gonna be
AI's
smart.
yeah. That's an I never thought of that. It's
Because the problem is with software, and everyone that listens to us knows about software writing or whatever. But there's also the path of least resistance as well.
Mhm.
So if it can just trawl the internet and learn from it,
Yeah.
that's the cheapest, easiest way.
Well,
but there are other ways
the
to
thing
do
I
it.
find quite sad: posters for events in Dundee. Somebody used to have to draw them, or they'd get a photograph of something.
Yeah,
It's all AI now.
that's true. It's just the nature. But then
Mhm.
I had the exact same thing when I was working as a photographer. It was
Yeah.
all film.
Yeah.
I used to have a camera called, well, it wasn't mine, it was from the work. It was two of them, Contax G2s. They were rangefinders, super expensive to run. I didn't develop film or anything. That was given to the office, and they done it all. Overnight, that disappeared
Right.
to a lower quality digital camera. Still great quality, but lower quality. And the reason is now you can take as many pictures as you want.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We've saved money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was business decisions,
Yeah,
as
yeah.
it always is. But everyone, I was the youngest photographer, and everyone said, this will never take off. This is a huge business error. You need film photography. The digital will never be as good.
Oh yeah.
It'll never be. And I got talked to like a piece of shit because I went, but it's going to happen
Yeah,
whether
yeah,
you
no.
like it or not.
Yeah.
But it turns out digital photography was invented by, I think it was Kodak, as a going concern to
Right.
sell to the public in 1976.
Jeez.
And they went, we make film, you idiots. Hide it.
Yeah.
But they needed to protect their film.
Yeah.
But once it came out, genie's out the bottle. I heard nothing but bad about it. AI's the same. Now, here's what happens. Everyone buys a camera now. Everyone thinks they're a photographer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the people who are employed to be photographers, the one who do it in studios and stuff like that, they're still time served. They're still professional. They're still trained. They still have to go through the process. And the people who are actually good are easier to find now
Right. Okay.
because a good picture is hard to find.
Yeah.
If you go and look at the Hasselblad winner this year,
Yeah.
that is not an average picture. Your average person does not take that.
No. 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 No.
And it's so these things, nothing's changed.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just don't go, I've bought an expensive camera, I'm getting to work for you. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Well, there's a photographer.
Things change.
There's a photographer up in my neck of the woods. I've mentioned this before. He gives everything this purple filter because he thinks it's a Scottish colour.
I hate it.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
I hate it.
It's not reality. It's terrible.
The Amstel Adams thing of deep contrast pictures and that, and they reckon that wasn't actually deliberate. There's a whole story, but anyway, if you're going to take a picture,
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge people
Well,
first-
no,
because there's
Don't.
rules.
don't
There's
take
rules.
pictures of things.
There's rules, and the rules are: if you're taking a landscape, it's got to be a wide angle to get the vista right. Then the first thing I would want to do is go, right, I want a 50mm. I don't want a wide angle.
Yeah.
You want to move away from the accepted way of taking a
Yes,
picture.
yes, yeah.
Constantly try something. Go and get a Polaroid camera and go out and take pictures.
Polaroids are
and-
back.
Polaroid
If
is great.
If Madal Yalkovich is sending a picture of his cock to Rihanna because they're having an affair now.
What did you say?
Madal Yalkovich,
Yankovic.
him and Rihanna are going out.
What?
They're going out, I know.
This is amazing.
Well, they used to.
He is a
WhatsApp-
catch.
They used to WhatsApp
He's a
each other.
catch.
They don't do it now. They take a Polaroid and they courier it to each other.
Right. Okay.
That's what's happening.
Pigeons. But honestly, go and get a Polaroid. Go and get there's a new film camera just come out and it's all half frames. Go and try something different.
Yeah.
Don't follow the fucking here's the rules of photography.
You know what made John Craven happy?
Ugh, what?
Can country file photographic calendar of nature.
Uh-huh.
It's always like a dog licking its arsehole and
Oh, I
stuff.
love that.
Yeah.
But honestly,
A little woodpecker.
With a
Kind of
portrait.
woodpecker.
without distorting the face and having deep
Yeah.
bokeh. You use a 50
One
mil.
of the greatest natural
Ignore it.
one of the
Wide
greatest
angle.
nature photographs I ever saw
Mhm.
was a big whale that had washed up on the beach, and there's about 20 polar bears come down, and they're tearing it apart, and they're all white bears, but they're just red with gore.
I saw
It was unbelievable.
recently a girl who takes her still fashion pictures with a GoPro,
Wow.
and it's fucking great.
Talking
It's
of
great.
wild animals, have you ever seen a Dracula parrot?
Oh, I have. They're cool as. I didn't think it was real.
There's too much stuff in nature.
I didn't think it was real.
Everybody's got fucking sugar gliders. I hate that about Twitter.
Oh, I
that.
saw a video the other day of a red flying squirrel. They're this big.
Big thing, yeah.
I didn't know. I thought they're like wee tiny.
Some of
They're-
them are big, some of them are
And they even jump like 1 foot. The wings come out. It's amazing. I love them. I think it's great. Take a picture of them. But anyone
Aye.
who likes photography,
I saw a rat coming down here. I'm seeing a lot of rats in Dundee. I see a rat most days. Well, but a rat, an animal rat.
I'm going to give
They're
some
getting
advice.
big and fat in Dundee.
I'm
Fat
I
rats.
want to stick on photography. I used to do that.
Advice.
Advice.
None of these people.
Use your phone.
I
It's
just-
amazing.
Yeah, just use your phone.
Right? Or my favourite camera ever made. It's a digital camera. And it's a Panasonic G2.
Hmm.
It's 2010 it came out. You can go and buy them now for 60 quid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get a lens for it for 80 quid, stick it together, put it onto square format, put it into black and white. There's 3 black and white settings on it. Choose whatever one you want.
Oh.
And I don't know what magic is in this camera. I think it's a fault, but the fault creates this.
Image.
There's a fucking something to it.
Oh, juice.
And I sold mine ages ago, and I've actually been thinking just to
Oh.
take pictures, I might pick up a cheap one again.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't need the newest camera.
No.
Actually, that could be the worst thing. Because when you look back on old digital cameras, you see the ones that actually have a bit of life to them. I'll give you another piece of advice as well. Go and buy the Canon G9.
Okay.
It's a little sort of pocket camera, chunkier thing.
Okay, little chunky monkey.
The stills on it look like
Nice.
they're off a film from the 50s. I don't
Oh,
know how. I
wonderful.
think it's because it wasn't
Wonderful.
perfect.
Ah.
And all my pictures from Nepal
Uh-huh.
in that time period,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you've never... Were you
I've
in
never
the-
mentioned it.
were you
I've
in
been.
Nepal?
I've been. I'll have to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
But that time period, we're on one of these cameras,
Ah.
and now looking back, I'm like, I want it again.
Yeah, okay.
It's so good.
Uh-huh.
It's so good. So you don't need to get the newest equipment. Don't follow the rules.
Okay.
Go out, take pictures, but try and be different.
That's a good...
It's another thing. People go rule of thirds, framing. All the best winners of competitions, photography competitions over the last 20 years, whether it's the old Fuji
Okay.
ones, was it Fuji, Konica Minolta?
Uh-huh.
You had Hasselblad. They ignore framing rules. And they deliver something new, and it makes it exciting. So don't listen to rules. Be a rebel. Fucking, yeah. Just do something different.
Do a portrait of somebody, but all you have is their toe sticking in the very bottom of the frame.
See, you're thinking. You're thinking.
You
Do
could
something different.
recognise, like, if you had Megan Fox, you could
Okay.
recognise her by her wee funny
Oh
thumb.
my God, her tiny thumb.
Big thumb, little thumb.
Tiny thumb. Ladies
Tiny
and
thumb.
gentlemen, join us on Patreon for as low as $2 and you could see this whole thing on video.
You need to, because this, we'll have to get some of this, the atmosphere in here.
There's something
When was the
different.
last time that fan was on?
About a year ago. You know what I suggest? We should maybe put it on for a couple of hours today or something. If you're here, leave it on for a bit.
Because the shite we speak could just be building up in here.
Do you know what? There's no moisture in this building.
There is none.
But in here, I've had to change all these, the moisture catchers.
Where's the moisture
They
coming
were all
from?
full. It's us.
It's just us.
It's us.
We moist. I don't feel moist.
Yeah, we're dry because all the moisture's taken out and going into the...
Is it,
So-
is our juice leaching
Our
into
juice
the
is turning into an infected... It's not good.
So you're saying if a stalactite appears,
Speaking of infections before we go, I've got an infection.
don't say where?
Right on where my spine meets my arse.
Yeah. So is it a?
Ingrown hair.
Oh,
I went, what's that? Oh, fucking... I'm sitting here and
put a
I'm
bit
in
of
my...
Savlon on it.
Yeah, I've got everything on it. I'm in my seat going...
You know what
"Ah."
you need? You need a
What?
bread poultice.
Yeah, I'm going to just...
Do a bread poultice.
I've
Also-
never had an ingrown hair before,
No.
and now I've got one
No.
infected.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a look.
Yeah, but a bread poultice. You know how you do a bread poultice?
don't.
Right.
Okay.
Get some stale bread. Have you got some bandages?
Yes.
Get a bit of bandage.
Mm-hmm.
Build a bit in the middle, bit of gauze.
Right. Okay.
Stale bread,
Yeah.
baking soda
Right.
on the
okay.
bread. Hot water, as hot as you can take it, on the baking soda. Put it on your back, and it'll draw out
It's
the
right
pus.
there.
It'll draw it out.
Have you not
Get
noticed
somebody to do it for
Because
you.
when I lean back,
I just thought you'd fleas. I just thought you'd fleas.
It's like a knife. I got the tweezers last
Oh.
night and a mirror concoction, and I went, "Oh, that's an ingrown hair," and I pulled it, dude. There's not a hair on my back. It's that long, but it was
Oh.
inside me that long.
That's like Brundlefly.
Ah,
That's
like that.
Brundlefly.
Oh, I almost cried,
Oh,
and now it's like.
yeah.
So if I have to go to the doctor's
No, a
with a
poultice.
sore arse,
Give it a poultice.
God,
give
I
it a
don't want to
try.
go with a sore arse, man. That's so.
No, you
embarrassing.
don't. It's humiliating.
Go there. A
But you
doctor, what is it? It's my arse again.
He's like
Every
again.
time. If someone's not
Just
going
the
in, it's coming out.
No.
Jesus, ladies and gentlemen,
After 40, they're just obsessed with your arse in the
that's
hospital.
all they care about.
The
is your arse.
NHS is basically arse based.
It's everything's your arse. But I'm used to it now. Although the last time I went up and I got my urine tested, they went, everything's fine. You're
Oh,
okay.
that's good. That's good.
And as it turned out, because they read my symptoms and they said from the first time you got the urine infection to 2 years later, they said you never got rid of it.
Oh,
They said, and now in this course of antibiotics, it's cleared. You'd had it that whole time.
jeez.
And I was like, what? And they went, yeah, you're
That's
absolutely
the
fine
one-
now.
Yeah, the smell was noticeable.
So would you like a prostate exam?
No.
But the problem was, right, if you go in the morning for and it was like I had to get to Perth for 9 and to pee, I hadn't had my shit yet.
Oh no.
And I was needing a shit really badly,
Oh no.
right? And I went, and she went, do you want one? Because she goes, I'm happy with you. You don't need one. And I went like that.
Would she just push out of the way?
There was no pushing. Because what happened, right? Because I got stage fright as well.
Imagine
And do
that
you know what?
poor woman going into her work.
Wait, do you know why I got stage fright? I went to pee, but I could feel the farts coming on. And they're standing right there, and I didn't want to go and pee at the same time. So I couldn't
That's so
pee.
humiliating.
Right? I couldn't pee. So they went, look, the amount of pee you got out, you're absolutely fine. Everything's okay. And here's what we think's happened. Brilliant, right? I said, but I need to go to the toilet. She went, right. I says, where's the toilet? She went, we're getting there as quick as we can. And I went into this massive disabled toilet. And I peed a pee. Oh my God, I practically lifted off the ground.
Okay.
Got in the car, I'm fine. There's nothing better than being told you're fine in the hospital. Got in the car, driving home, went, this shit's on its way. So I got to...
Did you stop in a bush?
What's the place, the cafe in the garden centre?
Dobies?
Glendoik.
Oh, Glendoik.
I went in Glendoik. I've never been in
What's
before.
the toilets like in Glendoik?
So I went in going, wonder what I could buy. Where's the toilets? I wonder, oh, that's very good. Where's the toilets? I got in.
Just,
I diarrheaed.
oh.
So if she had went like that, it would have sprayed everywhere like a...
It must happen. What do they do? It must happen all the time.
I just, and I sat there and I looked down. And like if you're scared of climbing, never look down. If you've had diarrhea, never look. And I looked down.
Oh.
I felt like I was going to have to buy a new toilet for Glendoik. But I flushed 3 flushes. It finally went.
It looked like weak tea.
And by the third flush, it was just like weak tea. But that flush went clear. And I walked out sweating.
Did you buy anything?
I did. I got my cat a toy.
Oh.
And reindeer food.
That cleaners went in.
And it was, honestly, I left and I was like trying to play it cool, sweating. And I got in the car, it was
Man,
pouring
was.
rain. And I sat down, my arse. And I drove home feeling quite good. I just made it and no more. But if she'd given me
Jesus.
that rectal, there'd be nothing holding it.
I hope,
It would have been terrible.
these worms don't give me the shits.
Oh, God. Right.
100% natural. It's fine.
This is our longest show in a year.
Oh,
Ladies
my
and
lord.
gentlemen,
Oh.
join us on Patreon.
It didn't feel
I know.
long.
Didn't feel long. Been feeling good today.
People
I've had 4
listen-
coffees.
4 coffees. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we'll do it again. Yay!
Yay.
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
going to put this fan on.
Yeah, we need to clear this out. I'm sweating. Until next time.
Oh, what is going
Oh,
on?
there we go. Until next
Oh.
time. Laters!
Ta-da!